This is the Kingbull Hunter E-bike. It's styled like a mountain bike. It comes with a lot of cool features and it's under $1,000 for the price of it. So it's pretty affordable, and in this video I wanted to share my thoughts about what it was like actually riding it, how was it using it, what are those features that it comes with. So let's dive into it. Starting off, at the time of this recording, this e-bike came in at a price of $900, which I feel like is pretty reasonable for most people, especially if you're getting a fat tire e-bike. A lot of times fat tire e-bikes are larger and they typically just cost a little bit more. So the fact that you're getting it under $1,000, I feel like is a pretty reasonable deal. Now moving on, this is a fat tire e-bike, so it comes with 26-inch by 4-inch tires in the front and in the back, and those definitely help to smooth out any stones that you're driving over top of or any little cracks or bumps you're going over. And then it's also paired with front suspension. However, when I actually took this out and rode it, it felt pretty stiff. There wasn't a whole lot of give to it, so I honestly didn't notice that much of an improvement when it came to the comfort of the ride. Just because it had front suspension, it really still felt pretty stiff, and the seat wasn't that comfortable either. So to me, the comfort could be improved on this, but the fat tires definitely help to smooth out a little bit of the ride. It also comes with fenders. This e-bike also comes with a rear rack, and I don't know the exact weight capacity of it, but it holds me, and I weigh 160 pounds, so it doesn't seem to buckle or bend when I'm sitting on it, so it should be pretty durable when you're actually using this rear rack. If you ever need to use it for hunting or hauling cargo, it's pretty durable. Taking a look at the handlebar setup, they just go straight across like a mountain bike style, so it does put you in a more athletic forward position when you're actually riding. And then taking a look at the hand grips, these to me are just average. They're not that squishy, they're pretty solid, but they do have little bump outs for your palm to make that a little bit more comfortable. And then next to that, you have a half twist throttle on the right hand side. And then next to that, it has a 7-speed Shimano shifter, which works fine. Then on the left hand side of the handlebar, you have your horn. You also have your headlight button, which turns on your front headlight. And then it also comes with the tail light, but the tail light doesn't actually turn on when you hit the button. It only shows up when you squeeze the brakes, I noticed. So that's a little bit peculiar. I don't know if something's wrong with it. Most of the time when you turn your headlight button on, the tail light and the headlight turn on, but for whatever reason, the tail light doesn't turn on. It only turns on when I squeeze the brakes. So that's just a little bit peculiar. Next to that, you have your control panel to increase or decrease your pedal assist levels. There are 5, and it brings you up to a top speed of 28 miles an hour, which is pretty quick for an e-bike. And then the screen display is very simple, shows you your battery life, your metrics like your odometer, your pedal assist level, and your speed. So it's pretty standard. There's actually a 2-step process to turn on this e-bike. You have to first turn on the battery, and then you have to long press the M button to turn on the screen. Also, when it comes to the battery, it's UL certified, which I really appreciate that. And then it also advertises that it gets you a range of up to 55 miles, but that will depend on how large you are, how fast you're riding the e-bike, are there a lot of hills, all those types of factors. When it comes to the frame of this e-bike, I really like this matte black color. I feel like it looks really sleek and nice, and I feel like it kind of looks stealthy to me, so I like the color of it. And then I also like that it has 2 bars here to just give you a little bit more stability and durability to the e-bike. That way, if you're riding on trails and off-roading and kind of going over rough conditions, your e-bike should be fine. Nothing should happen to the frame just because it's built with these 2 bars here. And I also like that it sits a little bit lower, so it's still easy to get on and off of. Compared to some of my other fat tire e-bikes, they sit up a lot higher. So although this gives you 2 points of contact to the frame, I still like that it's relatively lower, so it's still easy to get on and off this. Now I want to talk about the riding experience with this. When I first hopped on and rode it, I realized that it has a lot of upfront acceleration and torque to it, so it feels pretty zippy and it feels powerful. And then once it brings you up to your set speed, then it kind of smooths out and is a more natural feeling ride. But in the upfront, it definitely has more power to it, and I don't mind it. I feel like it's actually easy to take off on this thing if you're in like tall grass or on a trail or something. It doesn't seem to give you any problem of getting going. It's actually the opposite of it. If you're not used to riding an e-bike, you'll be like, oh, this is kind of powerful and quick. So I just wanted to mention that. But then once you get to your set speed, like I said, it smooths out and it's a normal ride. So I didn't mind it, but it's up to you if you like more of a gradual acceleration and more of a leisurely ride, or if you like more of a power ride. This would be the more powerful acceleration and torque to it. I think something that helps with all this power is it has a 750 watt motor in the back, but it actually peaks out at 1300 watts. So it definitely provides enough power to get me around up and down hills and get me through my trails. It never seemed to struggle when I was riding this. There are a few drawbacks, in my opinion, of the actual riding experience. The first thing is that when you get up to faster speeds, you lose a lot of resistance in the pedals. So basically in pedal assist level 2, it brings you up to a speed of like 15, 16 miles an hour. And that feels the most comfortable when you're actually pedaling. So I'm in gear 7, so as much resistance as I can get it, and it brings me up to 16 miles an hour, and that feels the most comfortable. But once you get up to like pedal assist level 3, it brings you up faster than that to like 20 miles an hour, and you lose a lot of resistance in your pedals, so your feet feel like they're kind of just pedaling air at that point. So I don't love that it doesn't have a lot of resistance at faster speeds, just because it doesn't feel as natural or as comfortable when you're pedaling. So that's one downfall that I noticed with it. Another thing that was kind of a minor thing is that I feel like the distance between the pedal and the tire is pretty close. You don't notice it when you're just riding down a straight road, but if you have to turn a lot, you notice that when the tire turns, it comes very close to your shoe. There was a few times that my foot hit the fender when I was turning. So it just felt like a smaller gap between the pedal and the tire, and I feel like that could just be improved a little bit. The last thing that I don't love about the riding experience is this has mechanical brakes. I typically prefer hydraulic brakes. They just feel easier to squeeze, and I feel like they stop the e-bike a little bit more abruptly. So this still works and it gets the job done, but I just like the feel of hydraulic brakes better. What else? This e-bike is rated IP65, which means it's really good when it comes to dust protection, and then it's also pretty water resistant as well. You can splash it with water from any direction and it's going to be fine. So this e-bike should be pretty resilient. If you're riding this out in the dirt or out in the rain, you should be good to go. There shouldn't be anything wrong with this. And this e-bike has a weight capacity of 400 pounds. So if you're a larger person, this should be no problem at all for you to hop on and take it for a ride. And the last thing I want to mention is that this e-bike did come with a few accessories when you actually order this. So it came with a bike lock, came with the air pump, and it came with bungee straps if you ever need to strap something down on this rear rack. So that was kind of a nice touch to just toss in a few accessories. But overall, I feel like this isn't a bad bike for the price. Yes, there are some downfalls to it. There are some areas that this could be improved. However, it comes in at a really reasonable price, being under $1,000. So I feel like for the amount of money they're asking for, this is an appropriate e-bike that you would get for the price. So I like it. I feel like it's just sleek. It gets the job done. If you're looking for a simple e-bike to take you out riding, this might be it. So I'll put a link in the description below. Check it out if you want to. And thanks so much for watching. I'll catch you on another one.